right here.
Hey.
You planted a seed?
Yeah.
How do you want me to write your name down?
Yeah, just Mike's fine.
Mike Smith?
Yeah.
What are you gonna step out?
Public parks and police accountability / reform.
Do you want to sit or stand?
I'll probably stand. I don't,
Okay.
unless you have a lot of people.
There's not people here.
Do you like to sign up for public comment?
You're number 4.
Okay. I'll stand. Yeah.
And when you go to the podium, here.
I'll follow. If I'm number 4, I'll just listen to wherever other people are going.
That's right.
All right. Oh, hey, Amy, I forgot to tell you the other day, the finance office, I don't know if they need another one of those things like at the police department for airflow, because that little place is kind of stuffy too.
We can put one in there.
Yeah. Airflow is good in here though. Mm.
do that, because it would no longer be single, dwelling family house. So it protects the houses from that ever happening that has been in this entire area for a long time, most of which are all historic houses anyways. Any comments on the planning zone, is that about
You
right?
nailed it.
Okay. So, hearing no comments for the public hearing, time the public hearing is closed, I'm going to need a motion, for A, consideration approval of the rezoning request as written in the agenda, and then a separate, motion, for the consideration of approval for the text amendment. So we'll take the first one first. A. I need a motion. So moved. Okay, so moved. Do I have a second? I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, I need a motion for 3B, which we discussed. Okay, I gave the example, which is consideration of approval of the text amendment to allow single-family detached dwelling in the town center district. So moved. And a second. Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item 4 is public comments. Before we call first, gentleman, would be Mr. Hart. I don't think everybody's had a chance to look at the way we've written it, the rules for doing the public comments, but you get 3 minutes. If it's a group, we ask you to have one person speak for the group, which is 3 minutes. The derogatory stuff, we're not going to make a decision on anything as part of that. We're going to listen to you, and that's it. So, at time, Mr. Hart, you have the podium. You'll just say your name, your address, and we'll listen to you. Start 3 minutes.
So what's the good? Hey, Myers, full Alderman, town manager, fine. My name is Harold Martin. I was born and raised here in Madison. After I served here, you know, the little trip, I came back to Madison. You know, decided to move away from this home. Can you do that for me? All right. Okay. I just want to say, I got 3 minutes, that, first of Mayor Myers, it was told to me that you took a money yourself, to keep the cemetery.
Yes.
And the thing, if a standing ovation would be appropriate, I need two of them, but you didn't have to do it. But I thank you for doing so. That's the reason why I'm here today, without the cemetery, citizen cemetery. You know, I'm just hoping that maybe, it can be viewed or reviewed again to, maybe take upon the town for take care of that. We look at ourselves with the year, this time of year so hot, grass on the road, real fast, so I was just hoping that maybe we could look at, for us, taking care of that. And I would say to, I'm always, we don't think we want to say like that. I'm actually, Kelly. Grew up on 135, with his family, store and all like that. One way you went to the next city, but I think you didn't go that far from home. And so, but, I just wanted to say that, first time I did to a meeting like this, and some of you all that I know, congratulations to Chief. Our family went back a long way, and his father, I think, wanted to play ball in the stands. So, but anyway, that was one thing, just maybe reconsider, just think about, possibility of,
Thank you, Ms. Hart. I will tell you, we're not making a decision, but the county attorney is looking at it as well, right? So,
okay, thanks so much.
Mr. Wall, I understand you're speaking on the same thing.
Yes, sir. Good evening to everyone. My name is Jonathan Wall. I'm a resident here in Madison. I live on 407 Whiskey Drive, over in Madison, South Hall. I'm speaking on the same thing about citizen cemetery. When I think about citizens, I think about our town. We as members this our town, citizens, that cemetery out there, a bunch of those people buried out there were citizens of this town. I think that, you know, we should consider something out there, the road definitely on Madison Road, it needs to be, it's in bad shape, way. One thing is, hopefully down the road, near future, we can do something in the budget, do something down there. We have a whole lot of veterans, we have a whole lot of probably school teachers, somebody's mother, somebody's father, grandmother, grandfather down there. Like I said, wonderful town in Madison, that's our citizen cemetery. Also, I would want to add that I know we've asked the black churches to help keep it mowed. We're paying someone to mow it right now to keep it mowed. But as we look, when we think about our churches, a lot of our church members here in Madison are not exactly from Madison. We got Reed, we got Greensboro, we got Reed, we got the surrounding area. And to take money from these churches, these places of worship, keep that up. And we all supposed to be citizens, you know, we should be citizens, if it's possible, on keeping that cemetery up, keeping the road up, and just try to come together, black,
with Chamber of Commerce, 114 West Market Street. Just giving y'all a couple updates. I think it's in February, since I was in here. We have redone the chamber office. I want to thank you all for including a little bit of additional funding for that. We have got 3 locations in there that we want to advertise our businesses. One of them is Madison, or something for me, sir. Something that mine library is going to try to get on board with them, but we've never had a place to showcase our larger manufacturing business. So that's one thing. We've had, very well ago, again, we were like, we said, first. We have some new members, the pawn shop, and then the property management is A&M Properties, which they've also building where Southern Charlie is and above. They've got some nice office space for rent. If you have anyone that needs a small office and it's very reasonable. We just brought on board the Clock Tower Herald, which is a newspaper that there's a group of people that are starting that up for this area, for the whole Western Rockingham and maybe Eastern Stokes area. We also, we wanted to ask if we could, we never got to have our dinner in March, because that was right when the shutdown started. So we have some businesses from the Madison area that will be receiving awards for
okay?
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Ms. Martin? As I said, citizen of the year doing. Citizen of the year doing excellent.
My name is Mary Martin, I live at 702 West Idle Street, and as it has already been alluded, I am your Citizen of the Year for 2019. I am here today just to say thank you for anybody that was involved in the appointment of our new chief for the town of Madison. Anybody that may not know, our new chief, I am the volunteer coordinator for the Rockland County Schools Food Program. I needed volunteers, and I called the police department, they showed up. I am the coordinator for the Salvation Army. We needed bell ringers. I called the police department, they showed up. I called our mayors, I called our aldermen, they showed up. We have programs at our church. We have a growth success for students, and we needed people there. Our chief showed up. We have Easter egg hunts at our park. Our chief showed up. We have giveaways, and we have shopping for kids. Our chief showed up. So anybody that has any doubt that we have not promoted a servant of the people for Madison, then I hope some of these things that I am telling you. I hosted a workshop at McMichael High School so that we could find out some of the things that the students were wanting to do in the city. Our chief showed up. So we have a great person that has been promoted, and as much as I hate to say it, he has learned what to do and how to do by example, by this right here. And we have appointed and promoted an excellent leader that leads by example, and I am proud to be the Citizen of the Year of a town that is going to be run and protected by our new police chief, Jason White.
Denny? Yeah.
Yes. Is that, you understand that?
Understand what?
The rules of how we run a public comment and how we run a meeting.
I'm not sure. I hope I do.
Mike, will you go over that for me, please?
Generally, we limit comments to three minutes for the public comment period.
And we make no decision at that time, so at this time, you got 3 minutes to tell us your name and where you live.
Okay, you can call me Mike. I live here.
I don't do that, I don't know you that personally, but I'm the mayor.
Okay. We're relatively new in town. One of my first nights out in town with my wife was on February 21st this year. I was attacked. My wife and I were attacked and terrorized by members of the Madison Police Department, specifically Keith Benfield, threatened to smash my wife's window out multiple times.
Okay, stop. You're not, that's part of the rules, you don't start calling out names, okay? You want to talk about something, you don't start mentioning names.
Okay. Where is that in the rules?
Well, you said, you read them, you understood them.
Yeah, it didn't have anything about specifically naming people.
We're not going to debate with you.
Okay.
You either understand or you don't. Keep it civil, you're not going to make attacks, you're not going to start throwing names out in here. If you start getting that way, then your 3 minutes are done.
Yeah, no one's trying to attack anything, just stating the facts of what happened on February 21st, making sure that people know that's what happened. And so far, those members are still working for the same department with the town. So I know there's some police reform that needs to happen. We're trying to do that, trying to get a hold of Jason and discuss some things, and he has not been available. So I know he just got some accolades from somebody about other things, but part of the job is accountability and being responsive to the public when they have issues. And so far, we're not getting that from Madison Police Department. So I was just bringing it to the attention of the board that that's going on. There's some police brutality and neglect and some records violations and different things that we're trying to address in addition to policy changes. And yeah, that's it for the police segment. I also want to address the public parks being closed. I'm requesting that you guys open them, since there's plenty of studies out now that show that the kids are at infinitesimally small risk of contracting this disease and sharing it. Not only that, but the sunlight, UV light kills it, 80-degree temperature kills it, so that the parks being closed is just another affront to liberty in this town that's being perpetrated by, I don't know whose decree, if it's the mayor's decree or if it's the town manager, but I think the kids need to be free to play. So I'm just trying to get you guys to open that up and err on the side of liberty rather than on the side of fear. And I did get a copy today, I believe, of the contact numbers for the board. And so we wanted to reach out before tonight's meeting to be able to discuss things, to let you guys know what's going on and maybe have a better opportunity to explain what's going on, since you're limiting our free speech today. So we are planning on doing that, making phone calls and, okay. Do I get time since you interrupted me?
Nope.
Okay. So you can interrupt and eat into my 3 minutes without repercussion?
And then I will ask you to leave.
Okay.
But your time is up.
Okay. Can I make an request for a reasonable modification to your policy under the ADA? I can't make that?
Nope.
Okay, so you're refusing to honor the ADA's request right now? Just to be clear, that's federal law that says that, you just can't arbitrarily deny that.
We have a policy for 3 minutes. My recommendation was stay with that policy.
Yeah,
Every citizen does that.
I understand.
Exception to get the 3 minutes, and I know why you're here, okay? So if you delay my meeting and cause an interruption, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Okay. So just to be clear, you are denying my ADA request right now?
We're keeping you to the 3 minutes.
Okay, right, and the request is to make an exemption to that policy?
Decisions as the board right now, okay? We listen to you, we'll get back with you on that.
But as of right now, it's a denial, just so I understand.
3 minutes are up.
Okay, so you are denying my request for reasonable modification?
We don't make any decisions right now. We're gonna move on, we're done.
Okay, all right.
Next is the item 5, consideration approval of consent agenda, which is approval of the minutes in the regular meeting and recess meeting, both of June 11th, June 25th. Approval of warrant number 14, June 30th. Unless there is something of substance, some content that's outlined here, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda for this period. So moved. I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Item 6, there's no unfinished business. Item 7 is the consideration of a request to purchase a service weapon, which is on 4142, which has always been standard operating procedure for the outgoing chief at the price of $1, which is in accordance with the state. So unless there is something irregular with it right now from you guys, I need the chief can't see the weapon. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved. Second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Former chief, come on up. I don't think I could say any better than Ms. Martin said. And both of you and now Chief White has done a great job and been out there, regardless of other comments. Okay? And I've always felt safe around here. You're highly professional, and you know you're a Duke fan. So,
Hey, that's the deal.
I will give you that. And you and I, we kid a lot because we're both in the military or have been in the military, and that brings a lot to the table. So, without further ado, I'd like to present you with your weapon
Boo. Or boo that. Boo, boo, boo.
I would just like to say that I've worked here 29 years, 4 months. I couldn't ask for a better place to work. I came to work here 29 years ago, had no intention to stay in Madison. I fell in love with this community. I'm here to stay. I've quit the job, but I haven't quit on this community. I'm here to stay. I still want to be involved. I appreciate everything everybody's done on this board for me, the mayor, the managers, and I'm contrary to what some people say, Madison's a great place to live. I really appreciate it.
Item 8, there are no budget items. Item 9, this morning, there are no committee appointments. I have no comments at this time. I'm going to turn it over to town manager, which is announcements. Item 11, prepares announcements, which I think you guys got.
Ray just talked about the road race on the August 1st. That's the Madison Recreation Department. And then all the other announcements is August 7th, the Friday cruising from 7 to 8. It's still planned, but it might be canceled, other ones will be canceled because of the COVID issue. So we'll let you know on that, whether it's a go or not.
Don't have anything else, so I need a motion to adjourn. So moved. I have a second. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Is Dave up here?
He's signing some documents.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's gonna take meetings tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you.
How y'all doing on this thing? Good to see you, Mayor.
So Dave, I sent you an email. Did you get that? What? Okay. So he's running away. He doesn't want to be responsive to the public.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What you get here in Madison stinks. The fish stinks from the head. At the attic. Yeah, there goes David Myers, mayor. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about the audio. It's just a lot of people talking at once. Trying to wait till it's kind of cleared out so I can get out of here. So he stopped to say hi to the citizen of the year. Stopped what he was doing to greet her with a question. He just ran away. Oh, and the request to modify their policy prior to that, so they were already aware, which is why they treated me differently when I went to the PM than everyone else. They didn't ask anybody else if they understood their rules of the meeting prior to letting me speak. So there's that. One, he used a name I didn't provide, and then there's, discriminating by asking if I understand the rules when he didn't ask anyone else. And then he denied my ADA request. So several ADA violations. What's that? Oh, you too. They also let another person speak longer than their 3 minutes with no interruptions. So they interrupted me and they ate into my 3 minutes. Two, somebody else went over and they just let her go. As soon as my 3 minutes went off, like he interrupted again. So the request I made was specifically to not interrupt, to allow me to speak through my time because I have brain damage and interruptions make it hard to keep a train of thought. And I didn't say everything I was planning on saying because of that. All right. Pass clear yet? All right. Dad, I'm at the wall. Yeah. Oh, I definitely won't.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, yeah.
You can solve the problem everywhere you go.
Why is that?
Because you're an idiot, I reckon.
Okay.
But I'm telling you one thing. Nobody wants you around here, so why don't y'all go back where y'all come from?
Oh, okay. Where do you think we came from?
Not around here, honey.
Yeah.
Because we ain't got people like you around here.
Yeah.
But if you ever need them, don't call them.
Oh,
Because they're such bad people and they don't call you back. No, they make meetings with you and you don't show up.
What meeting would that be?
What meeting? You made plenty with Mike and didn't show up.
When?
But then wanted to get on YouTube and talk about how terrible he was.
Yeah, we never made a meeting with Mike.
Yes, you did.
Okay, do you have any proof of that?
I'm sure you do. You videoed everything.
Right. Yeah, I haven't spoken to Mike, but he ran away. He retired and he ran away from the
He
truth.
ran away.
Yeah.
So, honey, he's been talking about retirement.
Oh, well, he picked an opportune time to get out because.
Thank God.
Yeah, but do you know if he's gonna be leaving the state anytime soon? Because we need to make sure that. Oh, hey, okay. Yeah, you got any plans on leaving the state anytime soon? Puerto Rico. Okay. Well, within the next couple months. All right. Cool. Just want to make sure that we can. Yeah, just want to make sure you're available to to be served and subpoenas. I don't know, a few different things, but yeah. Yeah.
I've been a police officer 30 years. I've been served with thousands.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Violation of oath of office. I think that might be a felony in North Carolina. What's that?
What's the violation?
Oh, there's plenty of evidence.
What is it, though?
Huh?
What is it?
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we can sit down and talk if you want.
Man, we can talk anytime you want to.
Yeah?
You
All right.
told, you come up to the PD one day, you were told he's not here today, he'll be here tomorrow, but you couldn't be there that day because you were off harassing somebody in Sanford.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what you do, dude.
Harassing? Asking for public accountability is harassment?
You come up and you ask for frivolous requests.
So,
now you're asking for building permits.
okay.
But if that's what you do for your show, you do your show, man.
So you believe that public accountability is harassment?
No, I believe you are.
So you believe that people wanting to know how you guys are abusing the system and fraud, waste, and abuse, you believe that's harassment? You believe that the people trying to hold you and your officers accountable for brutality is harassment? That's interesting. But we'll see if you have the same thing to say on the stand. Okay. Just want to make sure that you're not going to run away and flee the state. Okay. All right.
You know where I live. You walk into my driveway.
Well, if convicted of a felony, that firearm that you have, you probably have to get back. Just so you know.
So would you like me to give it to you?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
I don't need that. I don't use violence against people.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
enforce the law.
Right. Which is violence. Yeah. Which is violence. Absolutely. Yeah. The law is nothing more than threats issued down by people that say you can and can't do something. And it has nothing to do with morality. It has nothing to do with somebody's actually injuring somebody. Officers show up and they impose their will and they issue threats of violence and will enact those threats of violence. Right. When no crime is being committed. Right. That's what you say. That's what the rapist says to the rape victim.
Who's out at 12:30 playing Pokemon?
You realize that?
That was John's playing.
You realize that, right? Yeah.
All right, man, you made your point. You come in here and put on your show. You asked for building permits. You asked for policy and procedures. You went over to Med and you said, well, I've asked for your policies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we sent them to you. No, you didn't. Oh, it must have been Madison. No, we sent them to you, too.
Okay.
Let me tell you what you asked me for.
Okay.
You asked me for policies, you asked for the arrest report, you asked for the incident report, you asked for text messages between us.
We asked
and you asked for
everything.
Memos.
No, we asked for everything.
You got all that.
No, we asked for all records, right?
Records of what?
Right. All records of the incident.
Charge. What do you think we're writing up? Case law on it?
No, is there a use of force report?
I don't know. Did you get it?
Nope.
I didn't personally send it.
Right. Is there a use of force report?
Did he get a use of force report?
No, there was no use of force report. Why not?
You asked for that?
I
Then
did,
I'm
yes.
guessing if you asked for it and you didn't get it,
Yeah.
it was probably at the advice of the attorney.
Okay.
Because it's an ongoing investigation. Would be my guess.
So you're withholding
But I'm
public
no longer the
records.
chief, so I can't
Yeah, and thank God you're not.
Well, that's two of us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for my retirement, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Get you a job, they'll pay taxes, and let's do it.
Okay. So you actually don't want to have a conversation. You just want to throw ad hominems and run away.
No, I just had a conversation, but I'm not here.
That's not a conversation. You're throwing ad hominem attacks and running away, and actually instead of being accountable.
I'll tell you what you do, man. I've got your email.
Yeah.
I'll set up a meeting with you.
Great. Yeah.
Will you be there?
Sure. We can even do it with nothing recording.
That'd be the only way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. All right. Fine to actually talk to you.
I've been burning my time for a month and a half. I've been here 29 years. I hate you coming on here.
I know you're burning your time. Like, it's really nice, like, timing there. Like, when you have.
When do you burn? You don't burn it then, you don't burn it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's that?
You know where we live.
Okay.
Yeah, you came to my house.
Oh, okay.
I know where we live, man.
Okay.
You got the end of my driveway.
Oh, yeah.
I can come into your driveway. I can do that.
Sure. You guys are welcome.
But I'm not childish like that.
Okay.
Now, walk your ass back home.
All right.
Bye. Hey, throttle on back.
That was the former chief of police. That's the kind of professionalism that you can expect out of Madison, guys. I don't know about the new one because I can't get a meeting with him. Yeah, exactly. Just requesting for transparency, and they go crazy. Why do you want to see records? Yeah. Oh yeah, I know they're dangerous. But crazy town, banana pants. Yeah, I was trying to give him a warning, like, hey man, like, violating U.S. law is, I believe, a felony, and he just got given a pistol that he's been holding on to for how many decades, and so, yeah, fascinating. Like, they're just gonna give him a gun to maybe get in a felony here in a bit. So. You heard the mayor saying, I know why you're here. Like, okay, well, how? We haven't had a conversation. The mayor's refused meetings, and the word was that he's refusing meetings because of the pandemic. But, right, yeah, exactly. Ask for names. Yeah. I don't know that they're leaving. I'm not going until they go. I don't want to get run over. So, there's no sidewalk here. That's part of the road. Who pays off the judges? Yeah. I'm sorry? I don't know. What do you got? Not a damn thing for you. Okay. Have a nice night. Yeah, non-guilty people don't react like that. Yeah. No joke. Right. What a friendly town. Exactly. Where not to move or visit. Paddle with the unarmed. That's not nice. Yeah. I'm not gonna walk in front of that car, Mrs. J. I'm waiting for them to leave. Actually, I think there's actually another way around. There's what do you call it? Alleyway. That's this way somewhere. Backside. Well, because I thought, and it was confirmed it was Kaylee, which is maybe Kaylee Rutherford, Mike's daughter, potentially. I don't know. But she there's not a next on this side. It'd be a meme. Okay, there's not a good exit that side. I think there's a sidewalk down here. Karen, she's daughter of the retired police chief now, the Mike Rutherford. He ran away from his office after he violated his oath of office and got called on it. You know, they shut down their Facebook page. The Madison Police Department, assumingly under his direction. Somebody said that he directed the Madison police officers not to give their names when answering the phone. There's a sidewalk on the right. I meant to get something that connects between here and there. I go around this. I take a big breadth around. All right. Yeah. Raising a swamp. Oh yeah, QLD, that Citizen of the Year lady. As far as I know, Amy said I was number 4, and they let her take the number 4 slot. So it's and she had nothing but praises to say about the police department and the new quote unquote police chief, Jason White. So she told me I was number 4 and then bumped me to number 5 to let their cheerleader go up and try to pump up the crowd for the police department before letting me go up, because my topic on the list was police reform, accountability, and what else? The public parks. Yeah, I didn't even get through what I plan on saying because I was interrupted, which I emailed them specifically asking them not to interrupt me because of my brain injuries. And if they would allow me more time, if they do interrupt me. And he wasn't even, yeah, they just, I don't know, man, it's a small town. Try to give everybody a chance, you know, give them a fair shake and try to meet with them one-on-one, and they refuse. So then it's like, okay, well, let's meet where we know you're going to have a meeting and call you on your criminal activity and your abuse, like multiple violations of oath of office there tonight, from David Myers through, you know, the now retired Mike Rutherford from the police department, and you know, nobody from the board of aldermen said anything to try to get the what do you call it, reign of mayor back in. Yeah, but they let some other person speak for over 3 minutes. Amy was trying to get David's attention to cut her off because she knew they were gonna, cut me off right at 3 minutes and deny any request for accommodation or modification. They already planned it. They already planned to deny it. So. Oh yeah, collusion, conspiracy to deprive rights. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of corruption here. They just don't care. They think, well, we own the police department, we own the people that run it, and if nobody's going to do anything to hold us accountable. You saw what happened when Mrs. Justice tried to call the sheriff's department when being attacked by the police department. The sheriff's department is in collusion. They're in conspiracy to deprive rights. The DA's office is involved. Rockingham County administrators denied they just refused to process our ADA complaint altogether from being tortured in the jail. And yeah, so it's just all kinds of dirtiness going on in Rockingham County. So, but who holds them accountable, right? They don't hold themselves accountable. They investigate themselves and find that they did no wrong, right? So. Karen? Like they got triggered when I booed. Everybody was clapping. I was like, okay, if you're gonna allow one kind of expression, people cheering and clapping, then you need to allow the opposite kind of expression. Yeah. I wasn't even booing the person. I was booing the sentiment that you need to give him a gun, sell him a gun for $1 when he's a man of violence and he's not a man of peace. But, like, what are you gonna do with that gun? If you made a career out of violence. So. Thursday night, so some of the bars are open. I think that bar just past is open. It's Southern Spirits, if I'm not mistaken. First one on this little downtown strip. They got food, wings. I think they have music and stuff sometimes. So. I think I don't know if it's the owner or the operator, but we've gone there and she was pretty nice. So. Yeah, this is the downtown. Quaint little downtown. This is a public parking on the right and bus stop. It's like a regional bus stop or county bus stop. I don't know. It takes people throughout the county. Well, sounds like the Hell on Horseton Creek or something Creek is open. So tavern bar, brews his own brew, really good stuff. And is that music coming from inside or outside? This is a cool coffee shop in downtown called Mad Bean. There's a club upstairs. You have to access it from around the back. So. Yeah, exactly. The chief has so much dirt on all of them. Yeah, but it's likely they're just old people, so trying to get old people to do something wise, especially in the sidewalk, crosswalk. Yeah, so this is like a little tobacco shop over here. I think it's been open the whole time throughout the shutdowns. What was cool about the coffee shop was they adapted and started bringing in a bunch of groceries and stuff. So they kind of made it like an old town grocery, which is pretty neat. And I think they sell food there too. They sell breakfast and stuff, like breakfast food. So it's a neat little space. So people are like, why'd you move to some little town in North Carolina? Like, well, a lot of it was this walkability, this downtown appeal, you know. Yeah. So, but there's I'm not really sure what else is on this strip because I think pretty much everything's been closed since we've been here. There was something open across the street recently, like consignment. I don't know if it's consignment or what. Somebody said it was consignment, but it might not be. Not a low tree. Have these trim these trees up. There's a restaurant. Yeah, up here on the right, Bob's, I think, Bob's restaurant. We haven't been there yet, but I don't know. I have to try to check the menu, see if there's anything that's appealing to us. So we got some more low-hanging trees that need to be trimmed. Right line, take that one. Yeah, that one's in the throat. Stay down. We did hear back from the North Carolina Department of Transportation that they're working on correcting some of the signage and some of the signage and the power boxes downtown that are hanging near the sidewalk that are obstacles. So that's the good news. Try to get them compliant. Like this town has done good with sidewalk accessibility as far as ramps go and these markers. But there's also this section up here on this road. It's actually on the other side, which is why I'm walking this side so I don't have to keep going up and down. But yeah, across the street there's different sidewalk breaks that are not sloped along this road. And I brought that to their attention, I don't know, this past week or so. So they're hopefully gonna look into it, maybe do something to fix it. But haven't heard back on whether or not what they're gonna do with this yet. Here on the left is that United Methodist Church where Mr. Justice and I were hanging out when we were attacked, which I was trying to bring to the board's attention. So, like, I don't know how old these people are, but I'm assuming they're older. Pretty common, pretty typical. And they may or may not be read in on what's been happening in Madison and the actions of those that they hold in high esteem, those that they worship as heroes. So David couldn't allow blasphemy be spoken in that sacred hall. That the ones that they worship as heroes are actually villains. That they have people that attack and terrorize and kidnap people working for them. They don't want to hear that. Green eggs and ham. You can tell this sidewalk's a lot easier than the other one. The other one has a bunch of breaks on it. I forget where they were, but a bunch of curbs, that sidewalk's not sloped. This one's nice and wide, nice and big. We like big sidewalks. It means that people can get out and about and walk around with each other. Community, you know. You can set things up on the sidewalk and still have walkable space. You can have festivals. You can, you know, have little lemonade stands or whatever. But wire, that one might need to get fixed. Coming from this direction is probably badder, is worse. Because it came in, not hit it before your head hits the cable. That's the thing. Anytime you have a sloped, there we go. You have a sloped cable like that on the sidewalk. Walking from the direction I came, your cane's gonna hit it. Walking from this direction, the cane may not hit it before your head hits the cable. So that's a ADA no-no. Just so you guys are aware. Ooh, that's also a no-no. This hit some wiring off this pole. But somebody honk. There we go, a nice cool breeze, sun's going down. Still kind of muggy out there. Hey, how's it going? Have a nice night? Yeah.
He's a dog. He's a nice one. He loves people.
Hey.
He loves everybody.
How's it going? What's his name?
His name is Kendall.
Hey, Kendall.
And he's a mutt.
All right. Super friendly.
Oh yeah, super friendly.
Nice. What's he a mix of?
About 49 breeds.
All right, got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Cool. Well, nice to meet you. Have a nice night.
Have a nice day.
Man, nobody wants me here. That's so funny because it's the opposite. Like we've had nothing but pleasant encounters except for, you know, the attack by the police department personnel, and then they're covering it up, and then we haven't really reached out to the alderman because we just got their contact information today. We have tried to meet with David Myers, the quote-unquote mayor, and he's refused. And we've emailed him, and he hasn't replied to that. So, other than, you know, the malfeasance, the corruption, and the local government and their buddies, which up here at this next intersection is that gym in Salon, Beauty and the Beast, that we had a pleasant encounter with them when we were there. Like the daughter of the owner was nice and professional. She knew her stuff, like how much things cost and what they had, what they didn't have. Like, and we thought that was a good representation of their business, and you know, we just told them we weren't interested while they had those restrictions, and we'll keep an ear out for when they change the restrictions to consider membership. And next thing we know, we got people with guns showing up at the house. The same gang, people with guns that are in the same gang as the people that attacked us before. So, yeah. Yeah, leave Tommy alone. Tommy's one of the most loyal viewers of the channel. Like, there'll be days when I think the only comments on the channel are from Tommy. Like, oh, he's still wanting to communicate, showing love and support. So we appreciate Tommy. But it's really funny, all the different things about, you know, people saying the YouTube channels about making money. It's like, well, dude, like, if it was about making money, we suck at it. Because we're not about that at all. The only reason it's monetized is to kind of offset the cost of travel and, you know, then fines and all the other nonsense, the ransom money. So we're actually we probably try to tabulate it between how much it costs to do the videos and everything versus how much the videos bring in, it's probably going to be in the red, very likely. And that's okay, because the point is about raising awareness to the areas of suffering that people are contributing to, whether it be blindly or, willfully, and then trying to call for peaceful resolution of that and the cessation of it, and finding ways to not use violence as a predominant underpinning for society. So that's what Mike Rutherford seemed to get triggered about. And I was like, no, police, that's all you do is violence. Like you know, enforcing laws are nothing more than threats of violence. It's do this or else I will send guys with guns to punish you, you know. So anywho, the purpose of the channel is definitely not political, it's not personal, which is why we don't, put up personal information, because it's not about us, it's about what's going on in ways that we are encountering systemic suffering, and ways that we are trying to stand up against it and call it out and call for peace, right? And part of that is holding those that are the perpetrators of the suffering to account and trying to get them to police themselves, right? That's why we point out when they're violating some silly policies and silly laws that like records laws and stuff like that. It's not so that they get damaged or get some kind of petty revenge. It's simply to highlight that they operate with impunity and no accountability, and they get to violate as many laws as they want. And some of them violently, some of them just out of what is it? Goodness, brain. Hubris. That's the word I want. The hubris, thinking that they're too big to fail, or they're untouchable because of their position, or because they know people or whatever. Yeah, hubris. That's the word. Yeah, Sydney, I get it. Everything's political. It's just not the focus. Everything can be spun one way or the other. We don't choose to engage it in a political manner. Like, that's a good chunk. Here. Before it gets picked up by the public works people. Got some more low trees. This is likely a residential tree, though. Goodness. Somebody want to give me the time? Hey, Perth. Be easier to raise them as first graders. Yeah, maybe, because they're still in a learning phase. They're still not fully cemented their way of learning. So, this is Wall Street here in Madison, North Carolina. Walking down Wall Street. 7 p.m. Okay. Miller time. Woo! I'm gonna stop and get a drink in a second. 7 p.m. That means the night shift's on. Which means that Keith Benfield and potentially Matthew Michael could be on duty, out prowling the streets. Yeah, that's what's so crazy. It's like we were at the VA today, and we talked with the chief of staff down in Salisbury, which was a decent chat. Yeah, I just came out of the MRI machine, like MRI in my neck, and so my head was kind of fuzzy. It wasn't the best interview. I definitely was definitely not on point. Did ask me a few questions, but one of the things that we, were highlighting with him was that the VA doesn't have a Section 504 coordinator there in Salisbury or in Kernersville, and that's a big no-no. They don't have somebody that's making sure they're up to date on training and education on disability and access, equal access, and what to do. Somebody is asking to modify those procedures or policy, right? Because it's been our experience that they just say no a lot of times. This might be it. It goes too far. This one's going down. The other one goes up. Not far enough. But so we were talking with the chief of staff, and like, hey, yeah, there's so many new, innovative technologies out today for disabilities and mitigating disabilities and making it easier, that if you don't have a coordinator, if you don't have somebody that's up to see, like that is like actively looking at all the different ways that they can accommodate and modify for people with disabilities, like they they're just waiting for somebody to say, hey, no, this piece of technology helps me do this. I want you to either provide that technology or allow me to use it, modifying your policy. And they don't even know all these awesome ways that technology is adapting so fast for people with different disabilities. And then Mrs. Justice and I were talking that, afterwards, after we talked with him, that, and it's not just the developers and people that are, in the field that are releasing cutting edge stuff to make life more accessible for everybody. It's the users, it's the disabled population that says, man, I would like to do this. And they innovate. They say, I want this kind of mobility, or I want this kind of independence, or I want to be able to do this. And then they either invent it themselves, or they get together with companies and programmers and try to figure out a way to make that a reality. Even if it's using something that's already out in a different way than was initially designed, like the GoPro. There's a doctor out of the UK that mounts his same GoPro, Hero 7 Black, to his seeing eye dog, to his guide dog. His little harness that he puts it on, and so and he uses it for the same reasons that I use mine, like to document routes and obstacles, and for note taking and stuff like that. Speaking of, mine's dying again. I need another battery change. So yeah, so that blind individual, gentleman from the UK, who is a doctor, uses it for the same reasons that I use it. He has I believe it's his spouse, review his footage, and it shows, people putting their bags and seats on the bus, and not telling them there's a seat because they just blocked it, and stuff like that. It shows all kinds of just cruelty, just human cruelty, not necessarily violations of anything, because obviously violations of human rights, but it's not necessarily the bus driver didn't do it. It's just some passenger that wanted to be cruel. So, if a bus driver does something that's a different thing, because they're, depending on the service. If it's a private service, then they're subject to, public outcry and being held accountable to what they're doing. Or if it's public service, then they have different rules and regulations and laws and stuff like that too. Anyway, I love the birds in this neighborhood. So many birds that sing throughout the day. Early morning, like 4 a.m., they go ham, and they're beginning their evening night song now. You can hear them. 112 of you still in here, just with me monologuing. This is, oh, by the way, this is the police department. If I didn't tell you guys, Madison Police Department, and don't hear, can't pinpoint out any engines running right now. Sometimes that they have a big heat pump or AC unit that kicks on, and it just drowns out all the noise. Happened today in Salisbury, with the Salisbury Police Department. They have a big one too. I think theirs is bigger than this one. That one was drowning out my hearing a lot, and that guy calls himself Chief Jerry Stokes down in Salisbury. I think Mr. Justice is probably gonna work on a video of that either tonight or tomorrow for you guys. That guy. We were just there, we were there for the DA, and I thought, I'm gonna pop in the police department and check on their level of accountability and transparency, and they did not do well. It took them 48 minutes. Well, after 48 minutes, I went live, and then there was a few more minutes before they came out with trying to do the records request, which they didn't even do. So after inspection, they got a copy. The Jerry came out at one point, and I guess the records clerks went and got him. They were concerned about something. So he came out and said, "Hey, I'm the chief," and oh, cool. So here's the records request. Can you help me out? And so he took the other records request, which I made, was for his last 5 emails to and from. So I go. Throw it away. Yeah. So then he's like, "Oh, I need a name to be able to do a records request, or be able to get the records back to you, or an email address." He followed up, or an email address. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll give you an email address." And come on, man, get in my bag. I'll just hold on to it. No, that's gonna make too much noise. Let me put the bag down for a second. Not enough hands. So the backpack's an essential item. Did that work? Getting that webbing on the back. So good old Jerry down in Salisbury Police Department. After I left the lobby, I went to try to do a walk around and find out where the public parking was and the access. The access for disabled parking to the ramp, because they said the ramp was on the north side of the building. So I figured the parking lot would be on the north side. So I walked around. I actually started on the south side and just did a big loop and ended up in a parking garage. Man, they are kidding me today. And that's when good old Jerry popped out again. He's like, "Hey, you can't be back here." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, is it marked? Is it restricted access? Like, any signage?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's marked." I'm like, "Cool. Can you point that out to me? Will you read it to me?" He's like, "No." I'm like, okay. So you're lying, and you don't want to be, shown a liar. Like, you don't admit that you're lying. Like, you're still gonna be shown you're a liar because you guys saw that there were no signs. So he just didn't want to admit that he was lying through his teeth to a blind man about the presence of signage. And that's the chief down there in Salisbury. But he kept going. He kept trying to, like, you know, threaten me with trespass and push me off the property and all this stuff. But, yeah. How's it going? Not bad. But yeah, he was trying to close the gate. I guess he couldn't get the other one closed. Stopped moving cars. So I told him, like, how am I supposed to verify you are who you say you are? He's like, you know, you can reach out and grab my badge. I'm like, no, I don't want to touch you, man. Like, made it clear I don't want to touch him. I don't want to be, you know, charged with assault or anything, battery. And he's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, okay, well, will you put your badge in my hand? So I had my hand out, you know, palm up. And then he grabbed my wrist and turned my wrist, like pulled my hand and put it on his chest. I'm like, dude, my hand isn't turned that way. And I did touch it. I'm like, I have no idea what a Salisbury Police Department badge feels like. It just feels like a piece of metal, but roughly shaped like a shield. So, but that could be, you know, you can buy those online. Come on, dude. So, anyway, that's going to be, hopefully she'll edit that down for you, because that was a long visit. Way longer than I wanted. I was just popping in to do a couple records requests. That's the thing, like, if I just wanted to submit the records request, if they wanted to fill it then for the inspection, cool, fill it then. If it's going to say, hey, it's going to take 45 minutes, an hour, it may take a couple weeks to put this together, we can schedule an appointment for you to inspect it. We got to sanitize the room so that there's no PII for you can see anybody's, record anybody's, whatever, information. Laws written, like if it's readily available, they're supposed to present it for inspection. So, one thing at a time. So. Whoa, hey there. That feels fleshy. What we got? What are we working with? Is it a snake, maybe? Snake? Snake? Is it alive? Doesn't seem to be moving. Alright. Snake? Alright. Oh. Use one of these. Alright, in the woods. Decompose. Yeah, it wasn't moving. QLD, American snakes are harmless. There's maybe compared to some of the stuff you got over there down under, but North Carolina has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think North Carolina has all of the venomous species of snake that's indigenous to North America. Somebody can fact check me on that. And there's a creek right over there, so. This is where that truck did a drive-by the other day. Right here. The snake. If he was live, I don't know. I sure would have gone around the other side of the road. But I would have yielded the way, let him have the right of way. All right. Alrighty, people. Going to end this here. So, but I think Mrs. J is going to be working on some videos tonight. So, thanks for hanging out. And you guys, peace and love. Sydney Simsar, good to hear you in the chat again. Goodbye, everybody. And press the bear.